Do you guys think that the friends from Friends and How I Met Your Mother would be friends? Well, this is something that I thought about a lot. They even go over this in an episode of How I Met Your Mother where Ted, Marshall, and Barney go to a coffee shop. And after sitting there and things seem too familiar, Barney says,
"Hanging out at a coffee place, not nearly as much fun as hanging out at a bar."
At the end of that episode, we even get a nod to Cheers, where Barney walks into the bar and everyone shouts,
Sway! Sometimes you wanna go
Swarly! What's going on, guys? My name's Cliff, and this is Unpack That Bowl. The show where we take a deep dive into pop culture. First things first, guys, we actually got a bowl here so that we can unpack it. Today's episode, we're going to take a deep dive into Versus, a series that I want to start where I take two pop culture giants and I do this, and poof, we put them together, taking two shows and putting them versus each other. So this episode, we're taking Friends and How I Met Your Mother and putting them versus each other. And it's really easy to compare these two shows. In fact, you can't talk about one without referencing the other. So I want to take a deep dive into Friends and How I Met Your Mother and see how they really differ. So when looking at these two shows, there's one main difference. My bad. There's two main differences. So first, the theme songs. The theme song for How I Met Your Mother is a portion of Hey Beautiful, performed by the Solids, while Friends is the classic I'll Be There For You by the Remembrance. We all know that song. I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. Alright, so the key difference between Friends and How I Met Your Mother is storytelling techniques. Friends used a specific storytelling technique and their studio audience to their advantage. Friends followed a precise formula every week with one A plot and two B plots that more often than not paired two friends with each other. This allowed for all six actors to be equally spotlighted and have all six characters get their chance to grow in the A story over 10 seasons. The amount of precision that went into writing the script was needed because the show was filmed in front of a live studio audience. The actors had to get in, say their lines, and get out. That almost made the show funnier too. There were moments where Jennifer Aniston looked in pain trying not to laugh on camera, especially when Lisa Kudrow was doing something funny. On the flip side, How I Met Your Mother edited the show afterwards, so they edited in the laugh track after the fact. This made things easier for How I Met Your Mother because now they could use other storytelling techniques. They can put scenes on top of scenes from different sets. The more creative storytelling techniques was needed because the show was narrated from Ted Mosby's first-person point of view. Doing away with the live studio audience helped How I Met Your Mother feel more cinematic, where Friends felt more theatric. So chalk that up for a win for How I Met Your Mother. They did things that Friends just couldn't do. Take Barney's Perfect Week in a season 6 episode of How I Met Your Mother. The Perfect Week uses Barney's imaginary interview with sports broadcaster Jim Nantz to share Barney's inner workings on a week where he beds 7 different women on 7 different nights. The director used an endless number of camera cuts to different sets and scenes and flashbacks and character dialogues that would not have been possible to film in front of a live studio audience. On top of all of that, there were 3 B-plots happening intersped with Barney's Perfect Week. Friends just wouldn't have the time to make all of this work. The storytelling creativity did allow for more errors, because there's more space to move around in, there's more space to fall in. So not every episode of How I Met Your Mother was a hit because of this. Friends gave you some emotional hitters, but it also made sure that you came back at the end of each episode. See, there's a thing that one of my favorite characters from another show, BoJack Horseman, says. Mr. Peanut Butter likes to say this, or has said this once.
Now all we need is a happy ending.
I don't think we can just resolve everything cleanly in a half hour.
This is network television, so resolving everything cleanly in a half hour is kind of what we do. You want to host a game show where everyone feels bad at the end? You can get in your little car, drive to Santa Monica, and pitch it to AMC. But these people want resolution, okay? So you get your little butt back on that stage, and you resolve.
And I like that quote because that's what sitcoms really are. We have to bring you back next week to watch the same people, so we need to restart, reset every episode, and end with a smile. So now let's look at the main characters from Friends and How I Met Your Mother and compare them, because you guys might see that these two shows might not be so different. Ross versus Ted. These two may be the whiniest, most sensitive male leading characters in sitcom history. Ted Mosby, the father who narrates How I Met Your Mother, is an architect who eventually becomes a professor. Throughout the seasons, his long search for his other half is coupled with stories about his eccentric friends. Ted is known for his taste in the finer things and his unique style. Socially awkward Ross is a paleontologist who eventually becomes a professor. His love life is a tragic mess at the start of the show. His first wife Carol divorces him after realizing she's a lesbian, and his second wife Emily divorces him after he says Rachel's name at the altar. And his third wife is Rachel, who he half divorced, but he told her he did. Joey and Barney. Wooing the ladies with their suave attitude and manly charm, Barney Stinson and Joey Tribbiani are the go-to comic relief characters. These two womanizers are known for their catchphrases. Barney has "suit up," and Joey has "how you doing?" Their immaturity adds flavor to the comedy, and the chemistry with Robin and Rachel keeps the audience on edge. Both have a peculiar source of income, but Barney is a high-powered associate. He has a job that's never really explained, while Joey goes as far as to hire an actor to pose as his twin so he could participate in a medical study. So, they both got cash. Chandler versus Marshall. Marshall Erickson and Chandler Bing are both known for their snappy comebacks and are both interested in and eventually get married to the female friends, Lily Aldrin and Monica Geller respectively. Even after they're wed, both men continue to hang out with the group. They also complain about their jobs. Marshall's a corporate lawyer who wants to do environmental law, while Chandler is a stenographer, so whatever. What would you say, Rachel? What is he?
Oh gosh, this has something to do with numbers and processing. Well, and he carries a briefcase.
10 seconds, you need this or you lose the game.
It has something to do with transponding. Oh, he's a transponster. That's not even a word.
That's what it is. Rachel versus Robin. These gorgeous women are the flirts on each show. Robin Scherbatsky is a former Canadian pop star. She moves to New York City and becomes a television news host. She meets Ted Mosby in How I Met Your Mother's first episode and they start to date. Rachel Green is a wealthy runaway who lives in New York City and waits tables at Central Park. She captured Ross's heart from before the first episode. Her career, like Robin's, ends up being based around her beauty, as she works for Fortune Fashion, Bloomingdale, and Ralph Lauren. Robin and Rachel are probably the most rational characters on the show, but they're also as dramatic as can be when it comes to emotional matters such as guns or smoking cigarettes, but Robin has had her fair share of repeatedly hooking up with Ted after their breakup, while Rachel enters severe denial after Ross comes back from China with a girlfriend strapped to his arm, so they're both kinda cuckoo. Phoebe and Lily. Quirky Phoebe Buffay and Lily Aldrin both have dark pasts. Redheaded Lily has jet black hair and pin straight bangs during her college days. As the fashionable character, she was a goth at that time. Phoebe's father abandoned her and her twin sister and their mother, leaving them to fend for themselves. So Phoebe's been raised on the streets. She is hard. She also has a long-lost brother who asked her to be a surrogate, and she does it. Because as I said, Phoebe is hard. So there's really not a one-off 1-1 for Monica. Sorry guys, if you're a Monica fan, there's not really a Monica in the show. Monica is just too much of crazy, loving, talented, everything. Too much of everything. So now let's talk about where one show succeeds and the other one doesn't. But speed round. Friends. Friends did the ultimate on-off relationship better. Both Friends and How I Met Your Mother have an on-off relationship, but Friends does it better. Friends has Ross and Rachel, while How I Met Your Mother has Ted and Robin. Arguably, I was more interested in watching Ross and Rachel. Every development between them was crazy. The Xerox girl, take the Rachel, the pregnancy, they got married in Vegas, and I had to watch that shit. Meanwhile, Robin and Ted kept getting back together, and I was just like, stop it. Series finale was better. You'll see, this gets its own thing, don't worry. The better ensemble cast. Friends was always praised for critics by being the first ensemble show. So with Jennifer Aniston, Lisa Kudrow, Courtney Cox, Matthew Perry, Matt LeBlanc, and David Schwimmer, this cast outdoes How I Met Your Mother by far. And each character gets showcased so well and they all get even screen time. But when we look at How I Met Your Mother, it's obvious that, well, Ted's the narrator, so he gets the most screen time. And Barney's a fan favorite, so he gets the second most screen time. It's just not equally dispersed here. Like, Willie even leaves to go to San Francisco for a few episodes. How I Met Your Mother. The narrative structure just works better. It's non-linear narrative structure jumping from all over the place and devoting storytelling threads to other places and other settings. How I Met Your Mother was far better at telling stories than Friends, flat out. How I Met Your Mother was filmed without a live studio audience and then edited together. That's just an advantage. How I Met Your Mother was allowed more freedom. Undeniably, one is better than the other. Had better character development. Sometimes this thing in sitcoms happen where characters don't evolve between the first episode and the last episode. They stay exactly the same and never learn from their mistakes because that's the joke. But that only applies to sitcoms entirely benefit of drama with characters who are terrible people, like Seinfeld. The problem with Friends is that it's a show with drama and it wants you to think its characters are great people, but none of them change or mature through 10 seasons. Joey's the same idiot, Phoebe's the same hippie, Rachel's the same ditzy airhead, and Chandler gets married and have kids, but he's still the same Chandler. And How I Met Your Mother had better supporting characters. The main 6 friends were definitely more popular, but then, after Gunther, who else is there? How I Met Your Mother, on the other hand, had an electric cast of supporting characters that could rival Seinfeld. We got to see Ranjit, Carl, Wendy the waitress, Bilson, Scooter, Patrice, the captain, nigga, you know the captain. The list goes on, and Marshall's parents were great. Lily's dad was played by Chris Elliott, and he's just a scummy douchebag ass nigga. I loved it. And How I Met Your Mother had better dramatic moments. Both Friends and How I Met Your Mother did dramatic moments well, but How I Met Your Mother's were much more effective. Do you guys remember that there was a whole episode with a visual countdown? I can't watch that without crying, no matter how many times I've seen it before. But a lot of dramatic moments on Friends fell flat, either coming off as awkward or cheesy. How I Met Your Mother really hits you in your feels, like when Lily found out she was pregnant at the end of Marshall's worst day. The Barney's father storyline with John Lithgow, it wasn't that good. But other than that, How I Met Your Mother's drama was strong. Both shows had a plethora of guest stars, so I'm just going to throw some across the screen. How I Met Your Mother had Maury Povich, Alex Trebek, Weird Al, James Vanderbeek, Jennifer Lopez, Bryan Cranston, Britney Spears. Friends, on the other hand, have seen Charlie Sheen, Julia Roberts, Rebecca Romaine, Denise Richards, George Clooney, Anna Faris, Jeff Goldblum, Bruce Willis, Brad Pitt, Danny DeVito, John Stamos. Friends got it with guest stars. It's just how it shook out. Let's talk about series finales. Friends got it. All right, that's it. A video. No, listen. How I Met Your Mother's series finale. Up until Game of Thrones Season 8, How I Met Your Mother's series finale was one of my most disliked series finales ever. Probably one of the worst series finales ever. Friends, on the other hand, it's not top 10 series finales ever, but Friends series finale is done really well. Friends delivers a satisfying and hilarious final episode that finally got Ross and Rachel living together using classic romantic comedy tropes running through an airport. Monica and Chandler live happily ever after with their adopted twins. Joey got a new chick and a new duck and then eventually a new show. Phoebe's plotline was wrapped up a few episodes later where she married Mike, played by Paul Rudd. So the writers used Phoebe as a plot device in the final to get Ross and Rachel together and perhaps Lisa Kudrow's funniest performance as Phoebe. The series finale for How I Met Your Mother is infamously bad. Infamously bad. You know what? Give me a sec. I want to talk about series finales. Writers, directors, producers, anyone that wants to make content that I'm going to see, listen up. So if you make some content and you make a whole story, you make whole characters, and you develop all these characters, and then you get to the end of your content and you say, fuck all that noise. I'm going to make these characters do what I had written previously because I had already decided this was the end game. So I'm going to put my characters at my end game no matter how far they gone or how far they grew. It is so frustrating. And do you know what that does, writers? It makes me, and it makes people who view your material not want to go back and watch the previous material that you made because it doesn't matter. It makes all your previous things unwatchable, unviewable. It doesn't matter because you've said the stuff in the middle that I've written doesn't matter. I want to get to what I had. And I won't say who, blank and blank and blank blank. But you did the same thing that How I Met Your Mother did here. How I Met Your Mother spends a whole season devoted to Barney and Robin's marriage, but ultimately introducing you to the mother. Now, How I Met Your Mother has a hard job here with one season. It has built up a character to be monumental. We need a mother to fit the buildup of 7 seasons worth of TV. It's a hard task. It's an almost impossible task. And they do, and How I Met Your Mother does it. Through like 6 episodes, they build the mother perfectly. She is Ted's perfect archetype. She fits well with the group. It doesn't feel forced. It actually feels like she's been there the whole time. And then their interaction together, I'm getting goosebumps, I'm not even gonna lie. It is perfect. And then the last 2 episodes, the last final episode, just shits over everything. Barney and Robin get divorced, the mother dies, Ted gets with Robin because that's what they're like, go get her. They filmed it with fucking the actors when they were so young. And these actors were children because that's the ending that they wanted to get to. It doesn't matter what the... So it makes it unwatchable. And I really liked How I Met Your Mother. And to be fair, the writers and directors realized they fucked up. So they released this.
To Ted.
Don't say it.
Evelyn Mosby.
Thank you for that.
A man with more emotional endurance than anyone I know. It was a long, difficult road. Thank God we finally got here. You're here.
Aunt Lily was half right. It was a long road. You might even say it was really, 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 really long. But difficult? Nah. It was life. Stuff happens in life. Things fall apart. Things get put back together. When I think how lucky I am to wake up next to your mom every morning, I can't help but be amazed at how easy it all really was. All I had to do was get out of the apartment for a couple hours so Uncle Marshall could propose to Aunt Lily. Go to the bar, meet your Aunt Robin, convince your Aunt Robin to fall in love with me, break up with your Aunt Robin, go on the rebound, go get a rebound tattoo, go get the rebound tattoo removed, meet Stella, convince Stella to fall in love with me, get engaged, get left at the altar, get fired, get beat up by a goat, get a job as a professor, teach the wrong class, date the wrong girl, date the wrong girl again, date the wrong girl a few times actually, let Uncle Barney fall in love with Aunt Robin, let Aunt Robin fall in love with Uncle Barney, book the wedding band, go to their wedding, make sure their wedding actually happened, leave a little early, be in the right place at the right time, and somehow summon the guts to do the stupidest, most impossible thing in the world. Walk up to that beautiful girl standing under the yellow umbrella and start talking.
Excuse me. Hi.
Hi!
I'm
The best man. Yeah, get in here, get in here, get in here.
thanks. Here, let me.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Great show tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You're Cindy's ex-roommate, right?
Yeah, and you are the professor. I took one of your classes.
Really? Which one?
Econ 305.
On 305, I don't teach. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm gonna jump onto the tracks now.
No, don't. You were great. You were great.
Wait a second. This is my umbrella. I left this umbrella at Cindy's. You totally stole my umbrella.
What? No, I didn't. This is my umbrella. I bought this.
Excuse me. It even has my initials on it right here, TM, Ted Mosby.
Yeah, look again, Ted Mosby. Those are my initials. TM, Tracy McConnell.
No, Tracy McConnell. It's TM, totally my umbrella.
You're TM, terribly mistaken. Because this umbrella has always belonged, TM, to me. Although, I did lose it for a few years there. So I went to this dance club.
On St. Patrick's Day.
On St. Patrick's Day.
And you left it there.
And I left it there.
You never thought you'd see it again.
And I never thought I'd see it again. Funny how sometimes you just find things.
Hi.
Hi.
See? Easy. And that, kids, is how I met your mother.
And watching that, that's a true ending. That's my true ending. That's my headcanon for how I Met Your Mother ended. But if we compare the season finales, because really technically if you think about it, How I Met Your Mother, you didn't actually release it with like live though. You had to go back and correct it. So it's a tie. It's a tie. Friends wins by default. But then with the headcanon, with the alternate ending, it's a tie. Friends and How I Met Your Mother, 6-1. Go watch it. They're both good shows. That's the first versus ends in a tie. But I could be wrong. Maybe you think one show is better than the other. Maybe you're like, no, it's not a tie. Blank is better than blank. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. My name's Cliff, and this has been Unpack That Bowl. And we unpacked it. Bye. Damn, that's a haze.